Do you think your life would have turned out differently if you hadn't gotten fired? How did you cope with the loss of the career and life direction that could have been? I understand objectively that life goes on and we will always find our way back up, but the loss often ends up pointing us in a different direction than the one we had planned.
Yes, very beautiful philosophical question. Would have my life been different if I hadn't gotten fired? Of course, it really would have been. And at the time, it was a public death. I hated it. I was humiliated. It was in the newspaper. I was super embarrassed. I had screwed up, okay? And I made a mistake. And the main thing I learned was empathy for people who have gotten fired or have screwed up and have fallen down. I had so much sympathy for people after that. And I was like, God, people pick on people when they get fired. And man, it's the worst day of their life. Why are we hating on them? So I'm really glad I learned that lesson. I had to learn it the hard way. I would say that everything happens for a reason if you let it. Okay? If you say this happened for a reason, you could say this happened and it stinks. Or you could say it happened. What did I learn? How will I be better? What good can come out of this? How will I change for all the right reasons? So how do I cope with the career loss? It wasn't very pretty. I mean, I remember one time, I was like sobbing. If you listen to this podcast, as I've said, like you just think I'm crying all the time, and it's really not that bad. I remember sobbing in front of Jack, like my life is over, actually using those words, like my life is over, I'll never work again. I'll never work again. Now, I thought that because when they fired me, my boss said to me, you will never work again. That's what she actually said to me. That was nice of her, wasn't it? She was a unpleasant person. And I don't know why you would ever fire saying that to somebody. I mean, my big crime, by the way, was falling in love. But I would say that I cope with it by leaning on people around me and fighting through it. And I had good people who helped me. And also, I've mentioned this before, I am a faithful person, and my faith helped me a lot also. And that's, some people have that to access and others don't. But just to be in complete candor, that was very helpful to me, that I believed there was a higher power and that I appealed to that higher power to help me. So I did go on. And it was not long after that I got my job at the Oprah magazine. So life did go on, and everybody who saw me sobbing that my life would never go on had a good laugh.